It's all about the F word, fear, and how we can get past it. It's Grateful Monday and my Doritos challenge.
Welcome to the Hopefulist, a daily talk show hosted by veteran broadcaster Wendy McClure. Join Wendy each day as she shares her life lessons that transformed her from perpetual pessimist to the ultimate hopefulist. The perfect morning show to get you caught up on the day's top stories while sharing insights that will lead to positive transformation and bring out the hopefulist in you. For more inspiration, visit Hopefulist.com. And now, here's your host and hopefulist, Wendy McClure.
Hello and welcome to Monday, May 11th, 2020. It's day 239 of Gotta Get on Ellen. And it is Grateful Monday. That's right. Today is the day I go over a few select entries from my own gratitude journal just to show you how easy and simple it is, yet so life-changing. Some of the things I was grateful for this past week. I got my new Hopefulist pens. Yes, I did. They are awesome. They're soft to the touch. Nice ballpoint pen. Writes very smooth. It's also a, a stylus. That's the word I was looking for. And the only complaint I have is I had to go with blue ink over black because they were out of black ink and I would have had to wait a lot longer to get them. So they're very cool, and I hope you get an opportunity to get one soon. Got my little signature lips on them. They're a rose gold color. They're awesome, if I don't say so myself. What else am I grateful for? I had been working on some workbook ideas for part of the course that I'm going to be launching soon. I came up with graphic designer. I am not. So I just try to get things out in a way that's, not perfect, but manageable, doable, usable. So I was all proud. I spent some time trying to get these worksheets done for this workbook I want to put together. Came home. Joe came home, and I told him to take a look at them, and he was not impressed. He's like, well, can you do this, and can you do that? Now, Joe is a printer, so this is his wheelhouse. He's very visual. He likes colors to blend well. He likes fonts to be the same. He wants everything centered. Yeah, that's not my strong suit. But I took his advice and I did a little digging and I started working a little bit more. And I think I came up with something pretty freaking amazing. Redid all of the worksheets. And if I don't say so myself, gosh, nabbit, they are beautiful. They are beautiful. So I am grateful for my husband's honesty on my workbook. Although I was not happy in the moment, I have a much better product because of it. One of the days last week, we had some sun in the morning. It was very nice. I got to sit outside with my coffee. It's raining right now. Going to be raining on and off throughout the day. Yesterday, not too bad. Pretty chilly wind we had going on. But tomorrow and the next day supposed to be really, really nice. I had Joe paint the dock for me over the weekend. I don't know if you caught the picture. I had this brilliant idea to paint the dock white about 2 years ago. And the reason that I chose white is because our deck is gray. And that sucker gets so hot in the summertime. I can't even stand on it. And I have pretty tough feet. I mean, I am barefoot from April to November. So my feet are pretty tough. I walk on the rocks all around me. Even my husband's constantly, he's like, I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you walk on those rocks. I'm like, don't bother me. I have pretty tough feet. I cannot stand on our deck most sunny days in the summertime because it's too hot. we had purchased this chair, an Adirondack chair, that we had to paint ourselves, and we got a nice white paint for it. And it was so astonishing to me, the difference between sitting in that chair that was actually cool to the touch compared to the super hot deck. So I thought, well, let's do the dock white. Not only do I think it would it look nice, but then we'll be able to stand and sit on it without, burning ourselves. Yeah. It wasn't a great idea. White, it just gets so dirty, and it's outside. But he put a fresh layer of white paint on it yesterday, and he's going to go back and do a little sanding and finish it up next weekend, and it looks amazing. It just looks amazing. So maybe we just have to put a fresh coat of paint on every year. I don't know. I don't know how many times you can paint something before you can't paint it anymore. These are not questions that I know, but I guess we will find out. Eventually, we're going to have to get a new bulkhead. And if you're not familiar with a bulkhead, when you live on the water like I do, you have right in front of your property, it's like a little canal. So, there's a structure that holds the water in so that, it stays away from your property. And it is the homeowner's responsibility to get these bulkheads replaced when they need replacing. Now, they typically last a really long time. I mean, you should get 20, 30 years out of your bulkhead. I believe my bulkhead, with some minor repairs here and there, is original. So it's going to need, I'm guessing, within the next 10 years to be replaced. So there is no point in replacing our dock, because if we need to replace the bulkhead in a few years, we're going to have to just throw the dock away anyway. So might as well just hang in there with the dock we have now, make it look as pretty as possible and as useful as possible until we need to do that major purchase. So there are some of the things that I was grateful for this weekend. Started a new book. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that as well. And it's so funny to me that this month, we're at the start of a new month. Well, we're at a start of the new month when it comes to the every 4 weeks that I've been going on my Hopefulist teachings, shall we say? I don't know. I don't really know what I call it, but the first 4 weeks was about mindset. These next 4 weeks is about fear. And ironically, I must have heard about this book when I was at the Rise Live virtual conference last weekend. I'm guessing because apparently I put a hold on it in the library for an ebook, and I just got it like 2 days ago, and I was like, I don't even remember requesting this book. But it's called Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. He is a former Navy SEAL. And talk about discipline. Talk about embracing pain and fear and working through it all. And it's so funny to me that I happened to come across this book while I'm beginning the 4 weeks of fear when it comes to the podcast and the blogs I will be doing throughout the month. But this is a very compelling book. A lot of times, like a memoir or whatever, gets kind of boring here and there. I just literally can't put this book down. I do have to warn you, there is a lot of cursing in this book. There is a lot of foul language, not just cursing, a lot of foul language and some very tough talk. So if you're thinking about picking it up and you get easily offended, it's probably not the book for you. But if you would like to be inspired and motivated and shown what you are truly capable of, you're going to love this book. Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. In the last couple of weeks, I've mentioned Doritos often in the podcast because I love them. They are one of my favorite foods. I can't keep them in the house because They're one of those foods that I just can't stop eating until they're gone. But I've been talking about them so much that I told my husband, okay, we've got to get some Doritos. I'm just craving them. So we got a bag of Doritos over the weekend, and I did indulge in some Doritos. I didn't go crazy, but the real test starts today. The real challenge will be to see if I can leave that bag in the cabinet and not touch them until next weekend, because you know me, I try to eat healthy during the week, and then on the weekends I kind of let myself go a little bit. So we'll see how I fare with the half bag of Doritos in the cabinet. I thought about putting a Post-it note up on the cabinet saying something like, stay out of here, you don't need it. But then it's just going to remind me that they're there, because most of the time I'll probably even forget that they're there. Now that I said that, that won't happen. But we'll see how it goes. This is going to be the real test. It's going to be a challenge. Can Wendy leave the Doritos alone until at least Friday? I will keep you posted. So I was having so much fun yesterday, I completely forgot to put up a topic. So bad on me. I apologize. No interaction today from all you fine folks. But I will move on to the blog post. And as I was mentioning, fear, that nasty 4-letter F word, and getting past it. Feel the fear and do it anyway. That's the thing. You just got to do it. It stops so many of us in our tracks. Fear, it holds us back. It taunts us. And it often dictates how we live our lives. We will be diving into fear all this month. The types of fear, what we're really afraid of, what we can do about it, and that point where it no longer holds power over you. Part of the process I've gone through in the past year is fear melting away. If someone would have told me 5 years ago that I would be running my own business, I would have laughed right in their face. I would have thought there's no way I would have the capabilities to do that. And now I'm doing what needs to be done every single day. And part of this process is starting from scratch over and over again, like with my worksheets. I was so darn proud of those worksheets until my husband got home. And then I'm like, you're right, they look like crap. They throw them all away. Hours of work, couple hours I spent doing those worksheets, and then I spent a couple hours doing them all over again. So I'm doing things I've always been afraid of, and that's part of the reason that I'm afraid. I'm afraid they're going to suck. Just keep doing it till you get better. I'm struggling through tech, but I'm getting done what needs to be done. I am coming up with those graphic designer skills. I've been doing some newsletters. I create my own pictures now, checklists. I am super impressed with myself sometimes, I must say. Just a few years ago, the fear of having to do these things would have stopped me dead in my tracks. I would have thought there is no way I can do any of that. Not to mention, I had no interest in doing any of that. Running my own business was something I never wanted. It wasn't my thing. It was too much work, responsibility. And there was so much I just didn't know how to do. Still don't. But when I lost my job last year, I was extremely frustrated. I was upset with how everything happened. I felt betrayed. I felt used. I felt a whole lot of injustice. And it pushed me to consider things I had never considered before. It changed the way I thought about responsibility. The one thing I do know is that I can count on myself. And I'm a hard worker. I'm ambitious and dedicated, and I do more than is required. And I was tired of that not being enough. In spite of all of that, I still lost my job. I realized that I suddenly wanted to be the one in charge. I wanted to be the one to work my ass off and get the rewards for myself. And I've never looked back. Has it been scary? Oh, shell yeah. But I work through the fear. I feel the fear, and then I do it anyway.